it's Haley from Native Backyards, and I am here in a shady corner of my backyard here in San Antonio, Texas, to talk to you today about Inland Sea Oats, what I have here in my hand. It is a super cool native ornamental grass that is actually native to, I think, 29 different states in the United States, from the eastern to the central U.S. So if you live in that area of the country, there's a good chance that Inland Sea Oats is native to your state. And I love this particular ornamental grass because it performs well in the shade. While most of the big four prairie grasses and some of the other native ornamentals really need full sun, Inland Sea Oats actually thrives in shady areas. So it's great for under trees, some other shaded parts of your lawn. And I love the pretty seed heads that this plant produces. They turn this pretty brown in the fall. It's October here right now, and they're looking gorgeous. They have kind of a chevron pattern. These look great and mixed into some flower arrangements, but they're also great to keep on the plant for the birds. Birds love eating these seeds. So I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a closer look at Inland Sea Oats. So this is an Inland Sea Oats plant that I have tucked back in the corner of my yard along with some Turk's cap. The scientific name for Inland Sea Oats is a mouthful. It is Chasmanthium latifolium. I believe I said that right. And that's a name you might want to write down if you are headed to the nursery to look for this plant, just to make sure you get the right one. But it goes by Inland Sea Oats as one of its common names. As I said, it does do well in the shade and I think in a good amount of sun as well, but it would probably need more water. I don't really water this one very often at all now that it's established. It will start out green, and the seed heads will be green up until the fall when they turn this pretty brown. And then as we get closer to winter, the rest of the plant will turn brown, but it is pretty contrast in your garden over the winter to keep those brown leaves and everything on the plant. So what I like to do is just keep it as is. It provides a little bit of shelter for birds. And then I will cut it back to the ground in the spring, because you'll start to see new growth coming out of the base of the plant there. In terms of propagating it, it's really easy to propagate from seed. It does spread quite a bit, so that's one reason, people might be wary of planting it, but I find that it's really simple to dig up any new baby plants you find at its base and either transplant them, give them to a friend. Or something else that's cool about Inland Sea Oats is that it is a butterfly host plant. I always try to look for plants that are host plants for butterflies and moths, and Inland Sea Oats happens to be a host plant for 3 different types of skippers, which are a cross between a butterfly and a moth. So by planting this in your yard, you are also providing critical food for those skippers that rely on Inland Sea Oats as their host plant. That's where they lay their eggs, and that's the plant that their caterpillars will eat. So another great reason to try Inland Sea Oats in your yard. And yeah, I hope you try out Inland Sea Oats. I have a lot of fun having this in the back of my yard. It gives some interest in a shady area where it can sometimes be hard to find natives to grow. So give it a try and let me know what you think.